Hey everybody, this is Greg Nowlin from Nowlin Studios, and I wanted to go through another Lightroom 5 tutorial. And again, this is Lightroom 5 on my computer. I do not subscribe to the monthly updates, and so um, I don't quite do enough to need the latest and greatest. This works out fine for me. And so what I just pulled in to my system is an outdoor kind of senior shoot. You can tell that there was some varied light and some different things. What I just wanted to do is kind of go through a little bit of my workflow as far as a senior portrait um, edit. So initially what I will do, and I've mentioned this in another video, is on the import, I'll just act like we're importing something. But on the import, taking the developmental settings, and it depends on what you want to do. If you want to make them all black and white on the end, you can do that. Or I tend to do a little bit more of the senior portrait outdoor. And what I found when I did that, it wasn't very consistent. So we're going to now go through and kind of treat these a little bit. So my first step as I look at it, and um, I don't really do much in just this general development, quick develop. I'll go to the development module and spend a lot of time in basic. So white balance here looks pretty good. So I'll just tweak my exposure here, and presence for portraits. I find that it's a good idea to bring your presence down. It kind of gives them a nice little glow. If you look at the presence way up the other direction, it's hard, contrasty. So I typically will pop that presence right about there, and then I also will put a little vignette. So that's all the way white. I tend to pop it down about there, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I like to really feature the the subject in the middle. So for me, that's fine. So I'm just going to rough edit all these real quick. Um, Again, in my develop, go to my basic. Really, white balance is okay. I am just going to take the exposure up a teeny bit, and I'm okay with that one. This one is almost good as is. We might want to deal with some of the brightness up there. All right, so different subject. And I may change the white balance a little bit on this one. Pull up the overall exposure. Actually, I want to bring the highlight and the whites down a little bit. Bring the shadows up some, and the dark up. And then we'll go back and fix some of the individual parts of this. I'm just hit R. Will uneven rough edit just do a better crop. So I like that. We'll come back to here, and you know what, maybe we like a little bit of the settings with this one. So I'm going to do Command Shift and then C, and we're going to go ahead and basically take everything except for the crop on this, because we're going to apply it to this next image. So to paste it, it's going to be Command Shift V, and really it's pretty close. I may take the overall exposure down a teeny bit, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'll do the same thing because it's about the same lighting. That's really almost, it was probably I was focusing and missed and hit the trigger before I was ready, but I'll leave it. Clients might like it. Again, Command Shift V, and that's pretty good. Command Shift V, that's pretty good for rough. Command Shift V, probably bring the mids or the shadows up a bit, maybe some of the blacks. And this next one, Command Shift V, that one's just going to need to come up a little more even. but that's not bad. And because this is going to be similar, let's go ahead and Command Shift C, copy that one, because we're going to apply that to the next image. And actually it was a little too bright, so we'll back that off, but very close. We'll see what we've got with that one. I'll back that down some, but I like that one, so I will copy that setting. That one's almost pretty good as it is. That one I don't like the white balance, so we'll pull that one in. The flash kind of really warmed that up a little bit too much, so we'll go about there. This one, same thing. You can see that it's really red, so I'll change that a little bit, bring the whites down just a teeny bit, kind of like that. Oops. Whoa, where'd we go? There we are. Got too many things going on. White balance issues there. Now we can get way too blue, obviously, but maybe about there. Pull that up a little teeny bit. Let's go back and copy this one. Just a few more. We'll leave that one. Paste that one. We'll do that, but bring up the overall exposure. So you can see how quickly I do get through some of these. And this again is in my just rough edit. Bring that up. That's still a little warm, so we'll just kind of pull that out. That's good. I'm going to copy that one because I can see the next one is going to be very similar. I'll leave that one okay. This one's just, I don't think I mean, she's not going to like it, so I'm just going to delete this one. So I will hit delete, remove that, so that's out of the flow. Copied stuff from last time. That one's okay. This one's cute. Maybe pull that back a little bit. That one's okay. And I think this is maybe my last one. I'll crop that up a little bit different. Oops. Let's reset that guy. And just pull that up like that. Okay, so G brings us back. And if you look at everything, that's not a bad set. Most of them pretty quickly edited. And I'm going to go back and do some face treatment. We'll try this one here. Oops. My mouse is being rogue here. We'll get back to that. So, what I typically do, she's got a very nice complexion in this image. We're going to take care of a few of these things, and basically what I'll do is I will zoom in a little bit, and what we're going to end up needing to do is go to the develop module, and we're going to go to brush or to either clone or heal. We're going to use heal, and essentially the size of the brush, you see the size is moving. I'm really actually going up and down on the mouse, but we're just gonna click on a couple areas, and what it does is the software picks some area that has similar tone. Now there it found a spot that also seems to have a blemish, so I'm not going to allow that one, but I'm going to do this one. That seems to be okay. This one's kind of a very noticeable one, but that took care of that pretty well. There, this. So really we're just kind of clicking down through some spots. I'll make the brush a little smaller here, here, here. Yeah, this probably can use a little bit of help. We don't want that lip in there, so we'll move it a little bit. Let me back this out. I just hit my space bar. I'm not sure why the space bar is not getting me out, but it should have. There we go. So you can tell that we've got some pretty pretty good treatment. And then there's some other stuff that we might want to do. But that's generally what I do. Now, let's say, love this, want to do something else with it. Um, so we make a copy, and that is basically control and the apostrophe. And that essentially does a virtual copy. So if you look down, one of two, two of two. So let's say we really kind of want to do some antique treatment with this. Bring down some of the highlights and some of the whites. Maybe bust the contrast up a little bit. And there you go. So here's the original. Here's that. Let's say we would like to make a square crop of this. And this is what I'll do is I'll make a copy of a lot of the images if I want to do some different treatments. So I'm going to do command and then the apostrophe again. And then we'll go up to the crop, which is R. Come up to the original. I'll go 1 to 1. And let's say we want to do a nice little square image. Maybe they want to use it for a social media avatar or something like that. So again, I will do a bunch of different crops. So let's say we fix up this image and we'll make a copy of it because I want to make an 8 by 10 crop. So the customer doesn't have to necessarily do that from the original image. So we can do that, and then after I've got that fixed, maybe I will do another one and I'll flip that one to black and white. Make the darks a little bit darker. So anyway, you can see that pretty quickly. Got a really nice set to be able to give to the client. And what I do is I will go through, after I've rough edited everything and kept the ones that I want, I will go back and fix all the faces and that kind of stuff. I'll spend a lot more time on it, but really inside 10 minutes we've taken probably a good 15 to, well, it looks like it's become 32 images, and you can see how it really didn't take that long to get that done. So I hope this is helpful. This is Greg from Nowlin Studios, and I hope this finds you well.